Hello, my name is JJ Stillman, and this is my second Statistics 1 presentation. My presentation is called Faith and Statistics, Church Attendance Trends Within the United States. During this presentation, I'm going to go over why attendance of church in the United States has dropped so much over the last century and what denominations it has dropped in. When researching this project, the main thing that caught my eye was the graph shown above. As you can see, church membership has dropped by a ton over the last century. According to Jeffrey M. Jones, an author for the news site Gallup, 2 decades ago, an average of 42% of U.S. adults attended religious services every week or nearly every week. A decade ago, the figure fell to 38%, and it is now at 30%. One of the many things that caught my eye while doing research was finding out which of the religions and which of the religious denominations decreased their church attendance the most. What I found was that almost every major religion has seen declines, including most of the major Christian denominations. In spite of these declines, both Islam and Judaism have actually seen a slight increase in attendance. Within the church denominations, Catholicism is down the most, dropping 12%, while Protestantism and Christianity are down as a whole are down slightly. Mormonism, the Christian denomination with the highest percentage attendance, is also down. Within other religions, Orthodox denominations are down significantly, and Hinduism and Buddhism are down as well. In addition to examining what religions and what denominations dropped in church attendance, I'm also going to examine why this is happening. There are several contributing factors behind the decline in church attendance, including an increase in adults who have no religious preference, the stopping of in-person church attendance throughout the COVID pandemic, and the decline in church membership across generations. As stated by Jeffrey M. Jones, U.S. church membership was 73% when Gallup first measured it in 1937 and remained near 70% for the next 6 decades, before beginning a steady decline around the turn of the 21st century. This decline has continued on throughout the 21st century and spiked during the COVID pandemic. When looking into why the attendance of church has decreased so much, it is important to consider religious preferences. This includes preferences for all churches, but mainly churches from Christian denominations. According to Jeffrey M. Jones, the percentage of adults that have a church membership remained around 70% until the 80s and recently dropped down to 47%. On top of this, the amount of adults with no religious affiliation has increased mightily since 2000. According to Jeffrey Jones, this decline is largely driven by the increase in the percentage of Americans with no religious affiliation. 9% in 2000 to 2003 versus 21% in 2021 to 2023, almost all of whom do not attend service regularly. As you can see on the graph, it remained at around 73 to 71%, spiking at 76% in the 1950s. And then the rate of people attending church has now dropped down to below 50%. There's been a steady decline since the 1940s, but the graph has begun to slope off greatly since the 2010s. In addition to religious preference, it's important to acknowledge how COVID-19 impacted church attendance. With the outbreak of COVID-19 shutting down the world as a whole, churches really felt the impact. Not only was in-person attendance temporarily stopped, but in-person attendance post-pandemic never reached the level that it was at before. Prior to the pandemic, around 35% of people attended church, and in the following years after the pandemic, the rate has remained at around 30 to 31%. The rate of attendance went as low as 29% around 2021 and has increased slightly, but is yet to return to the rate it once had. This is my works cited, and to clear up any confusion, all 3 articles that I found came from Gallup and were by the author Jeffrey M. Jones. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed.